Hey guys, my name is Tadiwa and welcome to my channel Business Conversations with Tadiwa. Today we're going to be starting a 3-week series on marketing. Our focus today is going to be on traditional marketing, so let's do this. So the first lesson I'll take from the big boys is using promotions. If you go to any pizza inn on a Tuesday, you're going to find a very long line because it's Terrific Tuesday. These kind of promotions are really helpful to businesses because they help you get more people to know your brand. It's more of brand awareness than really generating sales, but you do kill two birds with one stone, so it really helps. These kind of promotions also, you could do, let's say if you sell clothes, do a buy two get one for free, or buy one and get one at half price. These kind of things make people want to buy, no matter what the price is. The second thing that I want to talk about is the use of influencers. Now, this also works in social media, and I'm going to go into depth with it a couple of weeks from now, where we're going to be talking about using influencers on social media. But using it in traditional marketing, where you have people like Jack Fraser or Winky D on billboards, that really helps. If people associate your product with the person that they really like, for example, the Mercurial shoes that Nike made with Cristiano Ronaldo, that really got them a lot of sales because a lot of people follow Cristiano Ronaldo. It really helps. So as long as people associate your product with people that are wealthy, that they aspire to be like, then they're more likely to buy your product. So using influencers like that really helps generate sales. So the opposite is true. If you have someone who's not liked or who is controversial or not popular, then people are not gonna like your brand or your product because it is associated with something that they don't like. So be careful who you think your influencers are. On the next point, quality of products. It is a point that really hits home for me. A lot of Zimbabwean products lack that quality. For example, the internet connection in Zimbabwe is not so good, but I use those simply because they're good at what they do. They'll give me proper connection for the whole month. There are some networks I will not mention that really, if you try and use, it's gonna be really hard. Same as anything else, for companies like Pro Brands, their packaging is really good. And one of my guests on this show, the owner of Glide Time, has put a lot of effort into the kind of packaging that it has. If you see Glide Time foods on the shelves, really, they do compete with companies like Jungle. That is the kind of quality that we need on our shelves, in our businesses in Zimbabwe. That way we're able to even export and compete in markets such as South Africa, Botswana, Namibia, Zambia, and more. Now, the next part of marketing that I think plays a big part, but a lot of people do ignore, is branding. This one, well, as a graphic designer, I'm really passionate about. Branding is really who you are and what people perceive of you. If people look at your logo and it's ugly, really, me doing business with you without seeing you is really going to be hard. But for example, you have companies like banks that really put a lot into their branding, and they stand out as a result, and they get customers simply because of their branding. This kind of branding is usually used to be easier to be identified by potential clients or potential investors. That way, if I see a logo, say Econet, I can recognize it instantly because their branding has been so good. I'm able to identify them a lot easier. If I show you any Pick and Pay logo, before you even read the word, you can tell that it's Pick and Pay. So branding really plays a very big part in marketing your company. Another thing the big boys do is CSR, corporate social responsibility. A lot of us really neglect this because we don't really put it in our budgets and it costs a lot of money. But this is a way of actually marketing yourself. This is how, let's say, company X will come to a village, buy shoes for school kids, and that kind of stuff. When you see that, you start associating them with being good, and if you have that kind of perception from them, you are able to now buy from them because they're good people, though you've never met them. So this is how some other brands use corporate social responsibility to boost their marketing and boost their sales. Now, the next thing is a concept that I actually recently learned, and this is true for a lot of businesses, for a lot of products, which is social proofing. So, because a lot of people are using a certain product, a lot of us really tend to fall in that direction because everyone is using it. That's why a company like Econet would have a very big market share because a lot of people use it. And because a lot of people use it, it's easy to then communicate with other people on their network. So social proofing is just trying to have the perception of you having a lot of clients. For example, if you go on a website and then you see a company saying, we've sold 3 million products, you're then bound to actually buy it because 3 million people have bought into this. That's why things like reviews on websites like Amazon really do help because people do their research. That's why other channels, I'll link below, like MKBHD, really do work for companies like Samsung and Apple because if he says this phone is good, that kind of social proofing really helps you make up your decision to buy whichever phone you want. So a lot of us do a lot of research from the comment section of a certain product. If you've got really good reviews on your product, say on Facebook, on your Facebook comment, a lot of people really do praise your product. Someone is bound to buy, or they're encouraged to actually buy because a lot of people trust your product, so it makes sense. So social proofing is something that these big companies really do very well and gain market share because of that. Lastly, I want to talk about trade shows and exhibitions. This is where you get your Harare Agricultural Show, your ZITF, and other shows like the SME Expo, where you just get to sit down, put your products on a table, give out business cards, give out flyers, and really connect with other people, connect with other business people, connect with other potential clients. This is where you get to showcase what you're made of, what your product is, what you do. My advice is, if you can't go to any exhibition show, if you can go to ZITF, believe you me, the money is worth it. You might not get sales directly from that, but you are able to spread your word about who you are. At the end of this video, I just want to talk about something in marketing. Marketing is not sales. I think a lot of people do confuse the two. It does not mean that if I'm marketing, I'm going to get sales. Marketing is more or less brand awareness, where you get people to know who you are. When they know who you are, you now need your sales team to convert those people into sales. So, as a business, you should know the difference between trying to get people to buy and trying to get people to know your product and who you are. Once you know that difference, you're able to then plan your marketing strategy accordingly and generate more sales at the end of the day, because sales is all we do in business. Alright guys, it's been a blast. Thanks for watching to the end. My social media is going to be linked in the description below. My name is Tadiwa, and thanks for watching. Adios.